Carter's work was seen in the 2006 Whitney Biennial, as well as a recent show at Salon 94 in New York. His work will be showcased here at the Jack Hanley Gallery in San Francisco at a time to be determined. Of course, James Franco folks, it would be really great if you could stop the flashes now, so we could possibly talk a little bit, and of course get to some questions. So the first question I guess in everyone's mind is how this collaboration came about. You know, at first look may seem slightly unusual. I did read in some interview that supposedly you sent James an enthusiastic email. I don't know if it was enthusiastic, it was very confusing. Yeah.
Really? Okay. Doesn't respond.
It was supposed to be Catherine Deneuve, I heard. Catherine Deneuve and James did just as well. But yeah, basically I wanted to do exactly what you saw, which was that James reenact scenes with nearly everything he had been in up until a year and a half ago, whether it be TV. And it was right before milk, so there's no pineapple material in there, no, because there was a commercial that you eat strawberries, so it's a little bit of eating in there. Oh yeah, so it's everything about them. Okay. Well, it's a way to put the past behind me up until pineapple.
And why Seconds and Save? Did you guys talk about that together, or that Carter brought that to the table and then James had to go watch those films?
Well, those are two films that are very dear to me. I always talk about it. And they tie into this film in a very simple way that they have two characters that are sort of disintegrating, falling apart physically, emotionally, and mentally. This character in this film is a similar thing has happened. It's sort of like dissolving, much in the same way that Ross Hudson and
Julian.
Julian there.
And James, how different for you was it to approach a project like this? I mean, do you think of your work kind of on a continuum, or is there a real opposition between doing, say, a big action film like a Spider-Man, and then being on the set for 12 hours, kind of not being allowed to act?
What did you guys just watch?
Sorry, Midnight Madness.
No, it's very different. It was great. I mean, I'll tell you a little bit about the evolution as well, where Carter wrote me the enthusiastic email, and the piece is inspired by Erased James by Rauschenberg,
Which we have at SFMOMA.
right, we do, exactly. So he went to de Kooning and asked for the piece. I always thought it was like he stole or took a piece of it, but he asked for permission and got a piece and erased it completely. It's gone, right? Maybe it's like a little shade or something. It's completely gone. So Carter said, I want to do that with a performance. And we'll say like 10% of the emotion and physicality comes through, right? 10%, that's what he said. And it's going to be an hour and a half long performance that you are going to perform like crazy in your head, but only 10% of it comes through. And I was a fan of Carter's work, and the idea sounded intriguing, conceptually intriguing. And I think we talked a little bit more. I got the sense that you didn't want to just show it on a wall and have people come by for like 10 seconds and say, oh, interesting idea, and then move on. Like, you wanted to show it on the screen. So we went to your studio and we decided to do a test, right? And so, I don't know what scene it was, but we decided to do the 10% thing. And I sat in the chair, and I did what I thought was 10%. And then we watched, he did it on the phone or camera. And we watched it back, and basically it was me sitting there, right? Okay. And then he said, all right.
It was great, by the way. We didn't talk about it, we didn't show that.
Thanks. Yeah. So, yeah, we thought this was swell. I mean, in a good way. And so he said, maybe we should do like 50%, right?
I remember saying, we watched it, and I was like, well, did you do it? I was like, maybe we just turn it just a little bit.
But then after that, I don't. Originally, it was just going to be like a whole like movie or something right in my head, and then after that meeting, you kind of developed the idea of which scene, more scenes to recreate and to do the activity. A lot of it is like activities in movies that don't really get a lot of attention, like eating or walking or that kind of stuff, and to make that one of the central things in the movie. And so it kind of developed from there and became something bigger than just like a race performance. And it's great. And for me, just as an actor, it's like, how I'm probably never going to be asked to do a Hollywood movie where it's like, all right, you are going to act and you're going to be kind of aware of your performance in such a way where, usually a Hollywood movie, you're trying to, create the spectacle, the illusion, so people can suspend their, disbelief, and that's what you're doing. In this movie, it's something completely different, and it's about showing the scenes, and it's about, the restraint of not trying to give a good performance, but not allowing yourself to do that.
And you can see the kind of restrictions Parker puts on it. You really feel that 10% or 50% as much as the character is can't stand up straight, or he does it's hard, or it's you can't drink water well. That's a problem.
Right. And then what was interesting too is like on one level it's because of the 50% thing, like this kind of lazy performance, or it feels like very slow, kind of drugged. It's as if the character you're seeing on there is kind of aware of what he's doing, and aware, there's like scenes where I'm talking to like an imaginary father that's there, that kind of stuff. And it's all from different movies, but then these things like come up again and again and again. And it's almost like the character's aware of the cliche on one level because of the way he's acting. But then there's another level where you can actually engage with